Abigail's hands trembled as she gripped the steering wheel, the engagement ring on her finger catching the afternoon sunlight like a mocking beacon. She had just left the gym, where Olivia's lips had brushed against hers in a moment of reckless abandon, shattering the carefully constructed facade of her life. Now, driving home to face her fiancé Mark, she wondered if she could ever piece herself back together. Or if she even wanted to. The gym had always been her sanctuary, a place where sweat and determination drowned out the doubts whispering in her mind. Abigail, at 28, had built a life that looked perfect on paper. A stable job as a marketing executive in Chicago, a loving family back in the suburbs, and Mark, the man everyone expected her to marry. But lately, the weights felt heavier, the runs longer, as if her body was trying to outpace the confusion in her heart. Olivia appeared one Tuesday evening, spotting her during bench presses. "Need a hand?" she'd asked, her voice smooth and confident. Abigail looked up, meeting those piercing blue eyes, and felt a jolt she couldn't explain. Olivia was 30, a personal trainer with a no-nonsense attitude and a laugh that cut through the gym's clamor. They chatted briefly, about form, diets, the latest fitness trends, but Abigail found herself lingering, drawn to Olivia's easy strength. "Why am I thinking about her now?" Abigail berated herself as she merged onto the highway. Mark was waiting with dinner plans, probably something romantic to celebrate their upcoming wedding. The kiss replayed in her mind. Olivia leaning in after their session, the air thick with unspoken tension. "Abby, I can't pretend anymore," Olivia had whispered, and before Abigail could protest, their lips met. It was soft, electric, awakening parts of her she'd buried deep. She pulled into the driveway, heart pounding. Mark greeted her with a hug, his arms familiar but suddenly suffocating. "How was the gym?" he asked, oblivious. Abigail forced a smile. "Tiring," she replied, the word heavy with truth. Inside, she paced the kitchen while he set the table, her thoughts racing. "What have I done? This isn't me. Or is it?" The ring felt like a chain, binding her to expectations she'd never questioned. Her parents, devout Catholics from a small town, had drilled into her the importance of family, tradition, a normal life. Marrying Mark fit that mold perfectly. But Olivia, she challenged everything. That night, as Mark slept beside her, Abigail stared at the ceiling. The kiss wasn't just a mistake, it was a revelation. For years, she'd ignored the attraction she'd felt toward women in college, dismissing them as phases. Now at 28, those feelings surged back, demanding acknowledgement. But coming out, to her family, it would destroy them. Her mother, already planning the church wedding, would see it as a betrayal of faith. Her father, stoic and traditional, might never speak to her again. And Mark, he didn't deserve this pain. The next day at work, Abigail's focus shattered. Emails blurred as she replayed conversations with Olivia. They'd started as friends, sharing coffee after workouts, talking about life. Olivia was open about her sexuality, having come out in her early 20s despite a conservative upbringing. "It was hell," she'd admitted one day, but living a lie was worse. Abigail envied her courage. "Why can't I be like that?" she thought. "Am I weak? Or just scared?" By evening, she texted Olivia. "We need to talk." They met at a quiet cafe downtown. Olivia looked nervous, her usual confidence cracked. "I'm sorry if I overstepped," she said. Abigail shook her head. "You didn't. I felt it too." The admission hung between them, heavy and real. They talked for hours about fears, desires, the weight of secrets. Olivia shared stories of lost friends, judgmental stares, but also the freedom of authenticity. Abigail listened, her heart aching with recognition. But as she drove home again, guilt clawed at her. Mark proposed 6 months ago, on a romantic getaway. Everyone cheered. Now, she was contemplating blowing it all up for. What? A fling? No, this felt deeper. Olivia made her feel seen, alive in ways Mark never could. But was that fair? Mark was kind, supportive. He loved her, or the version of her he knew. The lie twisted inside her like a knife. Over the next weeks, their meetings intensified. Stolen moments at the gym turned into late-night walks in the park. Abigail's internal monologue raged. "This is wrong. You're engaged." But each touch, each shared glance chipped away at her resolve. One evening as rain pattered outside, Olivia confessed, "I think I'm falling for you, Abby." Abigail's breath caught. Am I falling too? The thought terrified and thrilled her. Her family noticed the changes. At Sunday dinner her mother probed. You seem distracted, dear. Everything okay with Mark? Abigail nodded, forcing cheer. Inside she screamed, No, Mom, nothing's okay. I'm questioning everything you taught me. The pressure built, a storm brewing. Society's whispers echoed in her mind. Lesbian relationships as phases. Choices. Not real love. But with Olivia it felt more real than anything. The confrontation came sooner than Abigail expected. Mark found her phone. A text from Olivia glowing on the screen. Miss you already. Last night was amazing. He stared at her, eyes wide with hurt. Who's Olivia? He demanded, voice cracking. Abigail's world tilted, the secret spilling out like blood from a wound. She confessed everything that night, tears streaming as she paced their living room. I didn't plan this, Mark. I love you, but not like that. He sat stunned, then anger flared. So you're what? Gay now? After all this time? The word hung like an accusation. Abigail flinched. Am I? The label felt both right and terrifying. She'd spent years in denial, dating men to fit in, but Olivia had cracked the shell. Mark stormed out, leaving Abigail alone with her thoughts. Why did I let it go this far? She agonized. The engagement was a promise, one she'd broken. Guilt consumed her, but beneath it, a flicker of relief. No more pretending. The next day she called Olivia, voice shaky. He knows. It's over. Olivia rushed over, holding her as she sobbed. We'll figure this out, Olivia whispered. But Abigail wondered. At what cost? Word spread quickly. Her best friend Sarah called first. Abby, is it true? You're leaving Mark for a woman. The disbelief stung. Sarah, her confidant since high school, now sounded distant. I thought you were happy. Abigail explained, voice raw. I was surviving, not living. But Sarah's response chilled her. What about your family? This will kill them. Indeed, the call to her parents was a nightmare. Her mother answered, cheerful until Abigail dropped the bomb. Mom, I'm in love with a woman. The wedding's off. Silence, then sobs. How could you do this? We raised you better. Her father took the phone. This is a phase. Come home, we'll fix it. Fix me? Abigail thought bitterly. Like I'm broken. The conversation devolved into accusations. Of selfishness, of abandoning faith. They invoked Bible verses, societal norms, pleading and threatening in turns. Abigail hung up, shattered. Olivia became her anchor. They spent evenings talking, dissecting the fallout. My coming out was similar, Olivia shared. Lost my job at a family-owned gym, friends ghosted me. Abigail admired her resilience but feared her own fragility. Am I strong enough? Doubts plagued her. Was this love worth the isolation? Society's judgment loomed, whispers at work, stares in public. Chicago was progressive, but not immune to prejudice. At work rumors swirled. Her boss pulled her aside. Personal issues affecting performance? Abigail nodded, explaining minimally. Colleagues divided. Some supportive, others awkward. One coworker, a devout Christian, avoided her. The isolation gnawed. Why does loving someone make me a pariah? She wondered. Meanwhile, Mark's pain turned to bitterness. He texted accusations. You lied to me for years. Abigail replied apologies, but it escalated. He told mutual friends twisted versions, painting her as the villain. Betrayal stung deep. I hurt him, but does that justify this? Her internal conflict raged. Guilt versus self-preservation. Olivia urged patience. Give them time. Focus on us. They built a fragile routine. Dates in hidden spots, avoiding public displays. But tension simmered. Olivia wanted more openness. Abigail hesitated, scarred by rejection. One night, arguing softly. I can't hide forever, Olivia said. Abigail snapped. I'm not ready. The words echoed her fears. Am I sabotaging this? Family pressure intensified. Her sister, Emily, visited unannounced. Mom's heartbroken, Abby. Think about what you're doing. Emily, married with kids, embodied the life Abigail was rejecting. Is this woman worth losing us? The question pierced. Worth it? Love shouldn't require sacrifice, but reality demanded it. Abigail defended. It's not a choice. It's who I am. Emily left unconvinced, leaving Abigail doubting. As weeks passed, Abigail sought therapy. The sessions unearthed buried traumas, childhood crushes suppressed, societal messages internalized. You're navigating identity in a hostile world, the therapist said. Abigail reflected. Why must I justify my existence? The moral quandary weighed. Was staying closeted ethical? Hurting others to be true? No easy answers. A turning point came at a support group Olivia suggested. Hearing stories of similar struggles, Abigail felt less alone. One woman shared losing custody battles due to orientation. Another, workplace discrimination. The realities horrified her. Is this my future? But solidarity sparked hope. Yet back home, Mark demanded the ring back, a symbolic end. Handing it over, Abigail felt loss and liberation. I'm sorry, she whispered. He nodded, eyes wet. Me too. The encounter humanized him, his pain real, her choices irreversible. The backlash hit like a tidal wave when Abigail's family orchestrated an intervention. Her parents, sister, and even an aunt flew in, ambushing her at her apartment. We love you, but this is wrong, her mother pleaded, tears flowing. Abigail stood firm, Olivia by her side, but inside she crumbled. How can love be wrong? The moral clash tore at her. Family values versus personal truth. Her father quoted scriptures, labeling her relationship a sin. God made man and woman for each other. Abigail countered. God made me this way. The argument escalated, voices rising. Emily accused. You're choosing her over us. The word stung like betrayal. Am I? Abigail wondered. The family bond, once unbreakable, now fractured. They left with ultimatums. Come back to your senses or don't come back at all. Olivia comforted her that night. They're scared of change. But Abigail's doubts festered. What if they're right? Society reinforced the narrative, media portrayals of queer lives as tragic, religious groups condemning. At work, a promotion stalled. Whispers suggested bias. The systemic pressure mounted, questioning her every move. A public confrontation amplified the drama. At a family friend's wedding, Abigail attended alone. Olivia deemed unwelcome. Old acquaintances probed. Where's Mark? She admitted the truth, met with shocked gasps. One relative sneered. So you're one of them now? The humiliation burned. Why must I defend my heart? Inside, rage built against the hypocrisy. Straight couples flaunted while hers hid. Olivia faced her own demons. Her ex, a woman from a past relationship, resurfaced, stirring jealousy. She wants me back, Olivia confessed. Abigail's insecurity flared. Am I enough? The trust issues born from her own deceptions threatened their bond. They argued fiercely. You hid from Mark, are you hiding from me? Olivia accused. Abigail retorted. I'm trying. The exchange exposed vulnerabilities, each word a wound. Seeking solace, Abigail reconnected with Sarah, hoping for alliance. But Sarah distanced. I support you, but kids' school is conservative. The conditional friendship hurt. Betrayal from allies? It deepened her isolation. Therapy delved deeper. You're grieving the life you thought you'd have. Abigail nodded, tears falling. Grieving, yes, but also awakening. Moral dilemmas peaked when her mother fell ill. Stress-induced. Your choices did this, Emily blamed via text. Guilt crushed Abigail. Did I cause this? The ethical weight, individual happiness versus family well-being, tormented her. She visited the hospital, met with cold shoulders. Fix this, Abby, her father urged. But fixing meant denying herself. Impossible. Olivia proposed couples counseling. To strengthen us. Sessions revealed patterns. Abigail's people-pleasing, Olivia's impatience. I feel like second place to your fears, Olivia admitted. Abigail reflected. She's right. I'm holding back. The therapy fostered growth, but progress was slow, punctuated by setbacks. Society's mirror reflected harshly. A news story about anti-LGBT legislation in nearby states unnerved her. What if it spreads? She fretted. Olivia rallied. We fight. But Abigail's passivity frustrated. Am I coward? Activism seemed daunting, yet ignoring felt complicit. A betrayal shook their foundation. Mark, in drunken spite, outed Abigail on social media. Comments flooded. Support mixed with hate. Disgusting, one read. Abigail's world imploded. Privacy violated, judgment amplified. Why this cruelty? Her internal storm raged. Forgiveness? Or cut ties forever? Olivia stood by, but tension simmered. He hurt you because you hurt him, she said. Abigail snapped. Don't defend him. The fight exposed cracks. Olivia's empathy for Mark clashing with Abigail's pain. Reconciliation required vulnerability. I'm scared of losing you too, Abigail confessed. They mended, but scars remained. Family reconciliation attempts faltered. A mediated call ended in stalemate. We can't accept this lifestyle, her parents declared. Lifestyle? Abigail thought angrily. It's my life. The rejection fueled determination. I won't beg for love. As months passed, Abigail embraced small acts of defiance. Holding Olivia's hand in public despite stares. Joining a pride event, heart racing. Each step chipped at her fears. But the cost? Estrangement lingered, a constant ache. Was authenticity worth the void? The question haunted. High drama crested when Emily announced pregnancy, inviting Abigail but not Olivia. Family only. The exclusion cut deep. Attend alone, denying her partner? Or boycott, widening the rift? Abigail chose neither, sent a gift, stayed away. The decision liberated, but loneliness echoed. Am I building walls or boundaries? The ultimate betrayal came from within Abigail's circle. Sarah, her supposed ally, leaked private messages to Mark, fueling more online vitriol. Abigail confronted her. Why? Sarah stammered. I thought it would help you see sense. The stab of disloyalty nearly broke her. Friends turning foes? Trust evaporated, leaving paranoia. Who else? Olivia raged on her behalf, but Abigail's response was numbness. I've lost so much, what's one more? Internally, she dissected the motive. Fear of association? Or genuine concern? The moral ambiguity blurred lines. Sarah's help a twisted form of love. Forgiveness seemed impossible, yet holding grudges poisoned her. Family escalated. Her parents cut financial ties, revoking inheritance. Until you repent. The practicality hit hard. Savings dwindled, forcing overtime. Sacrifice for love? Romantic in theory, grueling in reality. Abigail questioned. Is this sustainable? Olivia contributed, but resentment brewed. Why bear my burdens? A workplace incident amplified societal pressure. A client learning of her orientation pulled business. Personal values clash. Her boss sympathized but warned. Keep it low-key. Discrimination veiled as preference. Abigail fumed. My identity affects my work? The ethical dilemma: sue, risk career, or swallow enable bias. She chose silence, hating herself. Cowardice or strategy? Olivia's past resurfaced dramatically. Her ex, Jenna, showed up at their door, pleading reconciliation. I made a mistake leaving you. Olivia hesitated, eyes flickering. Abigail's heart stopped. Does she still feel? The confrontation unfolded tensely. Tell her to leave, Abigail demanded. Olivia did, but the seed of doubt planted. That night accusations flew. You paused. Why? Olivia defended. Old wounds. But Abigail's insecurity screamed. Am I a rebound? The argument peaked in raw honesty. I'm terrified you'll leave like Mark, Abigail admitted. Olivia softened. I won't. They rebuilt trust through transparency, but vulnerability exposed. Love's fragility tested by ghosts. Moral conflicts deepened with a community event. Invited to speak at a LGBT support group, Abigail shared her story. Applause followed, but backlash online. Homewrecker. The label stung. Had she wrecked her own home? Self-reflection tormented. My choices hurt others. Am I selfish? Therapy urged balance. Self-care isn't selfishness. Family's final push. An ultimatum letter. Choose us or her. Abigail's response, a tear-stained reply. I choose me. The severance felt like death, grieving living relatives. Was this the right path? Doubt lingered, but conviction grew. Olivia proposed marriage impulsively. Let's make it official. Abigail recoiled. Too soon? The idea thrilled and terrified, committing amid chaos. After all this, yes, she decided. But planning unearthed issues. No family attendance? The void ached. Betrayal struck again via Emily, who sided publicly with parents on social media. Praying for my sister's soul. The public shaming humiliated. Sibling bond shattered? Abigail called. How could you? Emily. For your own good. The clash highlighted generational divides. Emily's conformity versus Abigail's rebellion. Societal mirrors reflected progress and peril. A local hate crime news shook them. A lesbian couple attacked. Could be us, Olivia whispered. Fear paralyzed Abigail. Is visibility worth the risk? They armed with caution but spirit dimmed. Internal awakening accelerated. Abigail volunteered at shelters, finding purpose in advocacy. Helping others heals me. Olivia joined, strengthening their bond. But exhaustion mounted. Fighting external battles while mending internal ones. A climactic showdown with Mark. He sued for shared assets spitefully. Courtroom drama unfolded, truths aired. You deceived me, he accused. Abigail. I deceived myself. The judge ruled fairly, but emotional toll lingered. Closure? Or open wound? Olivia's patience frayed. I can't keep carrying this. The threat of breakup loomed. Abigail pleaded. Give me time. They separated briefly, testing resolve. Alone, Abigail confronted. Without her, who am I? The solitude clarified. She's my truth. Resolution dawned slowly. Amid the ruins of Abigail's old life, she and Olivia moved to a quieter suburb, seeking respite from Chicago's intensity. The fresh start symbolized rebirth, but echoes of loss haunted. Have I traded one cage for another? Isolation for freedom? The internal debate persisted, weighing gains against grief. Family thawed incrementally. A tentative call from Emily. I miss you. No apologies but an olive branch. Abigail accepted warily. Me too. Reconciliation's path fraught with conditions except Olivia? Time would tell. Moral quandary. Forgive without forgetting? Necessary for healing. Society's acceptance varied. At a pride parade they marched hand in hand, cheers drowning doubts. But a heckler's slur reminded. Progress uneven. Abigail reflected. Fight or flee. Activism became her armor. Speaking out against discrimination. Purpose empowered but burnout loomed. Olivia's proposal revisited, this time thoughtfully. Marry me, Abby. In a simple ceremony with found family, support group friends, they vowed forever. Joy mingled with sorrow. Absent parents' seats empty. The bittersweetness stung. Happiness at what cost? Post-wedding challenges persisted. Workplace promotion finally came but with scrutiny. Prove you're not a distraction. Abigail excelled, silencing doubters. Internally. Success despite odds or because. Resilience forged in fire. A surprise. Her mother reached out, health improved. I don't understand but I love you. The partial acceptance moved Abigail to tears. Progress. Or compromise. She visited alone first, testing waters. Conversations tiptoed around Olivia, but presence mattered. Healing's slow dance. Betrayal's scars faded. Lessons embedded. Sarah apologized eventually. I was wrong. Abigail forgave selectively. Trust rebuilt brick by brick. Moral insight. People err from fear. Grace fosters growth. Olivia and Abigail's bond deepened through trials. Arguments evolved into discussions, understanding trumping anger. We've paid dearly, Olivia noted. Abigail agreed. But we're richer for it. The shared journey, marked by damage and discovery. Awakening culminated in advocacy work. Abigail wrote articles on queer experiences, sparking dialogues. Responses mixed. Support, hate. Impact. One reader thanked. You gave me courage. The ripple effect validated sacrifices. Yet doubts lingered in quiet moments. Staring at old photos, happy with Mark, family intact. Abigail wondered. Alternate path happier? The what-ifs tormented. Therapy affirmed. Regret normal but choice authentic. As years blurred they built a life, home, careers, community. Olivia suggested adoption. Our family. Abigail hesitated. Society's biases against queer parents? The ethical minefield, bring child into prejudice? They proceeded cautiously, hearts open. Final reflections. Love's price tag exorbitant but non-negotiable. Abigail pondered her evolution. From denial to defiance. Worth the wreckage? Affirmative mostly. But one question remains. In pursuing personal truth, do the ends always justify the means? Even when innocent lives are collateral damage.